Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first of many afternoons at the Georgetown Tea House. This program comes to you with the kind compliments of the Georgetown Tea House and the Trend in Mind. So go ahead, guys. I know you've been waiting. Go ahead, like, share, comment, and don't forget, pick up the phone, call a friend, tell them that we're live, and we'll be right back.
What is knowledge? And how much of it must we acquire in order to better our lives? What makes some forms of knowledge seemingly more advantageous than others? What fuels this desire to learn and to know and to understand? And how much of what we learn is actually applied to the bettering of our lives? Is it necessary to know in order to grow? Join us, a group of former Guyanese high schoolers and our special guests, as we chat about the things we need to know and about education and the process of learning in the tech age. This is The Trending Mind, Friday evenings at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. Examine any profound event in the Bible or in the history of Christianity, and one is sure to recognize the consistently pivotal role of conversational interactions. We see this at play in Genesis, the first book, where through a series of conversations we witness the fall of our species and the expulsion from the Garden of Eden. The conversation between God and man, the conversation between man and woman, the conversation between the woman and the devil, and so on. At the Georgetown Tea House, we know the great importance and pivotal role that conversations often play in our lives on this earth. And thus, we will seek to engage in the types of conversations that are insightful, stimulating, and thought-provoking. And yes, occasionally a trifle boring. Our hope is that with each visit to the tea house, we can become better aware of who we are, of our relationship with God, and where we stand with each other and the rest of humankind. And yes, through it all, there will be music. For music, it had been written, is the food of love, and God is love. Join us every Monday evening on Facebook and YouTube Live for Conversations at the Georgetown Tea House, a Gospel Side of Me production. Please, do bring along a cup of tea or a glass of your favorite juice.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It is so good to see you all I know it's a strange day, it's Sunday, but this happens to be a special day. It's Mother's Day, guys. And we thought it best to come and celebrate with you, celebrate our mothers with you. So come on in the tea room. We're here, we're live. Tell a friend. We have lots in store for you. All right. Let me introduce to you guys our panelists today. We have Sister Enid Luard. Now, anybody who's been in, especially the Adventist circle, knows Sister Luard, very strict, to me, she would pull us up. So she's going to be here today. We're going to be talking with her, and she's going to be sharing some of her knowledge and experiences with us. So, Sister Luard, welcome. And then I have Anika Chalmers, and Anika is Sister Luard's granddaughter. All right, that's her granddaughter, and then her daughter Michelle will be here shortly. All right, so we'll be talking with 3 generations of women from this wonderful family. All right, so go ahead, and we have the beautiful. I know you guys have not seen this beautiful face in a while. This is Karen. Karen, you have to say something. Just you have to just wave. All right, all right. So let me just check quickly to see who is here. I have my mom, Sister Abrams is on. My mom is on. Welcome, guys. Welcome. My brother is on, saying Happy Mother's Day. So thank you. Just keep coming in, keep liking the broadcast, keep sharing it. All right. Sister Luard, I'm going to be starting with you. Just asking you a quick little question. As you look back over the years, what would you say are the 2 or 3 most rewarding things about being a mother?
One, being able to train up the children in the fear and admonition of God. 2, having them around so that I can enjoy them. And 3, being able to see them go out and share knowledge with others.
Beautiful. I'm going to ask Anika, I'm asking you the same thing. You don't have a lot of years to look back on, but what would you say are the most rewarding things, 3 of the most rewarding things, at least for you, a young woman, a young mother,
For me, it's definitely seeing her happiness and her joy. I like to see her smile and laugh. Watching her grow and do new things every day. She does something new, and it's so rewarding to watch. And also being able to pass down a lot of the values and the things that have made me who I am today to her. I'm looking forward to that.
Beautiful. Welcome, Dr. Luard.
Hello, how is everyone? Hi, Karen. Me here, Nika.
Oh my goodness. You see, guys, 3 generations. Look at them, all beautiful, all aging gracefully. I'm so happy. Yes, Karen, my darling, as you look back, I'm going to ask you too, as you look back over the years, what are like the 3 most rewarding things for you, being a mom?
3 of the most rewarding things for me. One, yesterday the same question was asked to me on another panel, and one of the things I like, for example, when my daughter decided that she was going to be baptized, the older one, I think that was rewarding for me, and looking at them moving on, graduated from high school, and now they're at college and stuff, that also is rewarding. And just looking at how they maneuver in the house, one of the things, not fighting among themselves and so on, I think that's rewarding for me.
Okay. Okay. Michelle, I'm asking the same question to you. As you look back, and try to go as far back as possible. What would you say are most rewarding things? Are the three most rewarding things for you as a mom?
Um, it's hard to narrow it down to three, right? But I think just the fact that you became a mom and you had the responsibility of another person was nerve-wracking, but it was really rewarding. You get to groom someone, you get to see yourself again, see all your flaws, try to avoid it happening again, because most times you see a lot of characteristic traits that are similar. I think seeing how my kids have grown and they've all taken to education. They're big proponents of education. They're big proponents of values. And I feel as though that's extremely rewarding as a mother to be able to see that. And then to see my daughter giving back. Sometimes I have to say to her, no, you're doing too much, ease up. But she gives back a lot. And that's also very rewarding because I always believe in paying it forward. I saw my mom do it, and to see Anika doing it, it's really rewarding for me. You're mute, love.
Oh, I'm there. You see, I'm there yapping away, and because I'm so happy, Karen. No, whenever I get extremely happy, I miss things. But I'm so happy to see the three of you and to have Karen back on the platform. I'm excited. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be good, guys. In the chat, I encourage you, go tell a friend. I want not only you to enjoy. Bring a friend and bring two friends. Bring three. Invite the mothers because we have a treat. What we're gonna do? I asked a very dear friend of mine, Pastor Bob Simple, to do a reflection. And I'm going to play it, and then we'll talk about some of the things he mentioned.
A mom can take the place of others, but no one can take a mother's place. Wow, what a profound statement. And it's especially profound for me because my mother is no longer with me. When I think of it, how Mother's Day and Sunday come together, it makes me kind of emotional. You see, every Sunday my mom would get on the phone and we would talk. And we would talk about all kinds of stuff. And she would challenge me in many areas of my life. And even when we had sibling conflict, she would talk to me and tell me what I need to do to fix the problem. And she would get on the phone and tell my siblings whatever she needed to tell them to help them fix the problem. And often it wasn't the same thing. But what amazed me the most about her was her ability to say the right thing to the right person. And I always would try to avoid whatever she had to say or ignore it or said. I would say to her, you don't know what you're talking about. But I tell you, my mother was almost always right. She didn't have the degrees that we have. She didn't have the work experience and the skills and the connection and everything that we think is necessary to be able to be equipped to be an expert in society. And yet God had blessed her with wisdom to help her lead a family, a church, a community in the most powerful, effective way that she did. And when I think of a mother's love, I think of God's love. The way God loves us and the way God counsels us and the way God guides us and the way He has our best interest at heart and how we fight and try to do things on our own and ignore his wisdom. And then we get in trouble, and then we come to him and beg him for forgiveness and to guide us and to help us to do the right thing, when all the while he was right there guiding us. But we were the ones that were ignoring him. And when I did substance abuse counseling, I would see mothers would come to the treatment center when everyone else had given up on that child, no matter how old he was, no matter how old she was. Here she comes, that old mother with a walker, to see her son, to encourage him, to pray for him, to support him, because she had hope and faith that he would overcome the challenge that he was facing. So I thank God for mothers. I thank God for mothers' love. And on this Mother's Day, I want to encourage you, if you still have your mother with you, to love her, and to cherish her, and to let her know how much you value her. And if you don't have your mother, like I no longer have my mom with me, just reflect and reminisce on all the blessings and how she loved and cared and nurtured you. And say thank God for the mother that he gave you. And so to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day. God bless you, and love on your mother, care for her, and make her feel special on this special day. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, wow. That was so beautifully done. We're just going to pause a little, just a moment, for all of our mothers, our friends who are here, who are friends and family of the Georgetown Tea House and the Trend in Mind. We're going to extend, for those mothers who are no longer with us, we're just going to pause a moment. Okay. Thank you so much, Pastor Bob Semple. That was a lot said. Sister Luard, I'm starting with you. Pastor Bob Semple has said so much. What are your thoughts as he was speaking? You're muted. You're muted, Sister Bob Semple, Sister Luard.
Okay, you can ask somebody else, and I'll go and get that fixed.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll start with Anika. Anika, Pastor Bob Semple said a lot just now. Any particular thing that stood out for you?
Yes, the mention of unconditional love and how it relates to like God. I thought that was really powerful because when you have a child, you don't get a rule book, you don't get a blueprint. You kind of just have to take it day by day. And I do think that, at least in my experience, it's brought me much closer to God, because in every decision and everything that I do, I try to pray about it. I try to align it with those values that I learned. But, it's true. The love is just unconditional. It's something that I've just never experienced before. And I think that that's only a gift that you can get from God. It's not something you learn. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, Karen?
Marcel, for me, one of the things that stood out when he said, his mom would call, she would say something to him, and then she would call the other siblings. And it's not exactly what she would have said to him, she's saying to the others. That tells me that she had to take time out to know them, to know exactly what to say so that she can solve the problem. So all in all, she is a problem solver.
Yes. Sister Luard, I was asking you, Sister Enid Luard, I was asking about your, what your thoughts were as you listened to Pastor Pop Simple.
My thoughts were similar to what my granddaughter said.
Right.
But since she said that, I would say now that for me, I understood him to say that mother is God's gift to the world.
Yes.
A gift is something you get. You don't really earn it most times, but it is given to you because someone thinks you deserve it. And mothers are like that. We are like a gift given to the world because very often, as a mother, you don't only take care of your own, but you see a child as a child. And the same concern and interest that you extend to those of your household, you extend to those that come under your charge. And I think that what his whole conversation shows that mothers need to be treasured and they are deserving of love and understanding.
Hi,
Mhm.
Michelle.
That's okay. That's okay. Hi. Okay. Of course, I agree with what the other panelists said. But what I'm going to highlight now is mothers are always right. Oh, how I hated that. How I could not stand the fact that you appear at the house with someone, mom will say, mm-mm, not a good friend. Mommy, you always, the person is fine. They're fine. They're fine. And then a few weeks later, you're so embarrassed because mommy was right. And it keeps happening and it's happening. Then I started hiding my friends because, I'm tired of you saying things that will come to pass.
Yes.
And it still comes to pass. So I recognize that sense of discernment that is passed down to a person when they have a child, and especially when their life is in alignment, is not something that you can purchase. It is something that is entrusted in you and allows for you to protect the individuals under your care. And it's just different.
Okay. I remember as you're saying, you were embarrassed to say it. My son would on occasion say, he would call and he would say, you are right, but don't ask about what, and no follow-up questions. So I have to leave it there. But of course, I know exactly what you might have been talking about because they're always scolding. I'm always giving advice. And a lot of times, they don't want it, but it's okay. It's good when you could acknowledge that, mama was right, and the fact that we gotta love our children, love our mothers, because at the end of the day, we don't know for how much longer we do have them. All right. I'm gonna play another reflection from one of our she's there every week. As soon as the link goes up, she's there. Petal is always there. So I'm going to play something from Petal.
A few years ago, I was going through something, and I thought that, I can just do this by myself. I wouldn't talk about it with anybody. I wouldn't let anybody, especially in my family, know. I was just going to deal with what I was dealing with all by myself and ask God to guide me through it. And, it really wasn't easy. And, while I was going through my stuff, trying to hide it from the world, my mom called one day. At that time, she was already living in the U.S. and I was still in Guyana. And she called one day and she said, is everything okay? And I said, yes. And she said, no, it's not. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said, I just know, you know. And that really took me back because, you know, it made me realize the depth of a mother's love, that there is always this connection that she feels for her children, no matter where they are. And I couldn't understand that until, you know, I became a mother myself. And, you know, my oldest is about to be 20. She was actually a Mother's Day gift. And I realized that the love of a mother is so rich and strong and pure that nothing can get past it. And so as I thought about, you know, that time with my mother, I mean, yes, I ended up sharing with her everything that, you know, I was going through. And, you know, because I felt like, you know, I really couldn't hide that from her anymore. And as I thought about that, a few years later, I decided to write this poem called Mommy Feels My Pain. And I would like to dedicate it not just to my mom, but to every mom out there who has that connection with their children that you actually sense and you know, when something isn't right with them. Because I think, you know, that's the power of a mother's love. And, you know, as we celebrate this wonderful day, I just want to wish everybody, every mother out there, the very best. And I just, you know, want you to know that you're all heroes and superheroes and the true ones, because there is so much that we do for these children. There is so much that we give of ourselves. And I don't think that, you know, any child could even begin to comprehend the kind of love that, you know, that is that we have for them. I think not until they themselves grow up and become a mother. It's such a wonderful experience. And so Mommy feels my pain. Don't want my mommy to see this turmoil welling within me, besieged by the sting of one whose name stumbles not from my lips, 'cause mommy feels my pain. I hide from her and the rest of the world that which perfect vision cannot see. I even hide from me, but mama's no fool. Through cataract eyes she sees my quivering lips, dresses doing the boogie rung to my shrinking hips, the frown line growing suddenly across my furrowed brows, deep dark pools where sparkling eyes should be. She sees the work of art upon my sullen face, and then mama knows. Mama feels my pain, and mama says, baby, you cannot let them win. And she pulls my head on her weary breast where the triumph of her heart beats loud. And mama says, they're not worth it. Let your heart beat for you. Mama's right. Mama knows. Mama feels my pain. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you.
Oh, we're back, guys. You're tuned into the Tea House, the Georgetown Tea House. And today's program comes to you with the kind compliments of the Trending Mind and the Georgetown Tea House. All right, so welcome again, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Or if you're on YouTube, I have to say this, I like saying this. If you're on YouTube, ensure that you like, that you subscribe and click notification bell. We like to say that. Don't forget, once you're there, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you know every time that we go live. All right. So don't forget, we have today on our panel, we have 3 generations of women. 3. All right. We just listened to Petal talk about that feeling that mama knows, you know. So I'm gonna ask Anika. Anika, who do you run to? I mean, who do you run to more, grandma or mama? Put you in the spot.
I definitely go to my grandmother more. It's no secret. I go to my mother. I think I often go to my mother last in most scenarios, ironically. But that's because her standards are always extremely high. So I try to figure my things out first, and then when I can't, that's when I kind of like cave and go to her. But I always go to my grandmother first. Kind of like her more.
Okay, that's so beautiful. You want to say something, Dr. Luard?
Yeah, I was saying no jealousy. It is true. I was wondering if she'd lie, but yeah, she goes to mommy all the time. All the time.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, guys. We got packed stuff for you, and we're gonna bring you some selection, some musical selection. All right. So stay tuned. And up first, we have Miriam Curlett. Miriam is an amazing singer and a friend of mine. So sit back, relax, call a friend, guys. I'm not seeing your friends. Tag some friends so they can see it in the chat. I want to see it, all right? So here's Miriam.
Voices in my mind that says I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just a sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, Lord, you say I am yours. And I believe, yes, I believe what you said of me. I believe, taking all I have, and now I'm laying at your feet. You have every failure, God. You have every victory. Ooh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I am weak. You say I'm held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, Lord, you say I am yours. And I believe, yes, I believe what you say of me. I believe, taking all I have and and now I'm laying it at your feet. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I'm held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, Lord, you say I am yours. And I believe, yes, I believe what you say of me. I believe, oh, I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe what you say of me.
Ah, you say I'm loved. Oh my God. So beautiful. So beautiful. Oh my, you saw the emotions. You saw that. You saw that. Oh my gosh, so amazing. Um, Dr. Luard, who do you go to? Do you still, in fact, do you still go to your mom? Do you still go to Sister Luard for advice?
After the fact, I think I am pretty private. So here's the thing. When you have to go to your mother for advice, especially after you know where they are and where they sit with things, you become judgmental, not necessarily your parent. So you become judgmental, thinking that they're going to judge you. So you want to get it right and you believe that you can fix it. But I'll tell you what, I clearly remember when I started as a principal, there was a time where, I was getting a rough time at the school. And someone said, oh, you might be in trouble. And I said to myself, I don't have to worry, because I know that once I feel like I'm going to be in trouble, I just have to call my mother and tell her what the situation is. And she's going to pray and it's going to be fine. So I don't even think about I'm going to pray. I think mommy's going to pray and it's going to be fine. So I know, when it's time to go, but I try to sort it out for myself before. And then you have no choice but go.
Oh, beautiful.
And then and you see that thing that I think it was Karen spoke about, that being sensitive and knowing beforehand. Oh my God, that is so upsetting, because you're trying to keep it together and keep it private, and they know something is wrong, so they're asking the question. Oh my gosh, this is not. Yes, so I understand what Karen is talking about exactly. I really feel it.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you so very much, Miriam. That was awesome again. That was so moving, so beautiful. So beautiful. The next person I'll have sing for you. It's a young man by the name of Teray Roll. He is from the Bahamas. And he was on the Georgetown Tea House a few weeks ago. That boy can sing. I'll let you enjoy it. So he's sending tribute in song to all the moms. So sit back, Teray. Thank you for always saying yes. Thank you for always, and Teray is also a teacher in the Bahamas as well. So this young man got all kinds of things going on. Thank you so much, Teray.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Just take a minute, oh. I never thought true love would be, making one as lovely as she. Isn't she lovely, made from love? Isn't she pretty, truly an angel's best? Man, we're so happy, truly a heaven sent. We can't believe what God has done. Mama, you're brighter than the sun. Isn't she lovely, made from love?
Oh, isn't she lovely? So beautiful. You know, somebody was saying, thank you so much to Ray before I go to somebody else. Thank you so much to Ray. That was so beautiful. What do you think, Sister Luard? Sister Luard, what you thought about that?
Mommy, unmute.
Yes, I'm saying it was really good. It was heart touching. Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she? Yes. And he sang with such conviction.
And feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so very much to Ray. And guys in the chat, keep these claps coming. I want to see these claps, these thumbs up, these loves. These people took time out of their busy schedule, and trust me, I know it was busy. All right, so show them some love as they show you love, mothers. All right. The next person that is going to sing for you is a friend. She's a doctor. But this woman can sing and love to sing. Whenever she, she does, she sings, as a matter of fact, as a way of, relieving all the stress. So trust me, you're going to love this. Thank you so much, Deborah Roseanne Wu, for agreeing to sing for our mothers today. Thank you so much. And guys, do enjoy. Okay, I'll let you wait a little longer for Roseanne, for Deborah. Karen, you can go ahead with the greetings.
Hello. You know that I'm always excited sometimes, and today is one of those days that I'm really, really excited. First of all, I'm excited because I'm sitting here with 3 generations. I mean, you hardly get to do that, Marcel. You have Sister Luard. I must say, happy Mother's Day to you, Sister Luard. And Michelle, this is not because your name is Luard. I'm speaking to senior Sister Luard, okay? I must say thank you, Sister Luard. Thank you for imparting, because you helped to mold us as children, as pathfinders going to camp. You were always there guiding us. We were not very happy sometimes, Whenever we see you coming, we were not very happy, but I am now happy that you would have done what you did then, because I honestly believe that we would have gone down another path. So thank you so very, very much. And to Michelle, happy Mother's Day to you. I'm so excited that I'm on this panel with you. At least we're here together. So thank you very much. And Anika, thank you. Happy Mother's Day. And I know that you will enjoy motherhood, especially when grandmother is still alive. You don't have to worry about anything. You can make a call because, my girls, they still call granny and still talk. Let me tell you a little secret. My older daughter never allowed me to save her money. Granny was always saving the money. It's not like if I would spend the child's money, but Granny would always save her money. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. And I must say, happy Mother's Day to my mom, knowing that she would have raised 9 children. 9 children. And, we are still, well, two of my siblings have passed away, but the others, we all are here. And I just want to take time out. That woman, I think she's a boss. She's a gem. Therese said, isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? I mean, we need to find other words, as Karen was saying. She's wonderful, she's lovely, and more. And I believe our parents, they are more. So happy Mother's Day to you, my dear Barbara Kelman. I'm screaming happy Mother's Day to you. Now, to you people in the chat, you're just sitting there. Some of you are sitting there not saying anything. So this is the opportunity you get to wish your mother a happy Mother's Day. Any female in your life a happy Mother's Day. It might be the elder's wife, the elder's wife. It might be the pastor's wife. It might be the next door neighbor. Just say happy Mother's Day. So go right ahead, light up the chat. Let me see those hearts. Come on, let's go. I'm not seeing anything. Is it something wrong with my phone, Marcel? I'm looking at it. I'm not seeing anything. Let's go.
You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm seeing nothing. No action, no traction here.
I put some hearts there. I don't know. I don't know. Michelle, are you seeing anything on your end? Anika, are you seeing? Okay. Thank you, Lisette. Happy Mother's Day to all. Now, you can specify. You can call a specific name if you want to. Go right ahead and do that. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, man.
All right. I would like to take this opportunity to also wish a happy Mother's Day to the Trending Mind women. The Trending Mind platform, they have their program every Friday night. They're a great group of women and men. But today is all about the women. So I'm saying happy Mother's Day to Renita, to Jillian, to Lorraine, and to Tracy. We're just always so happy to see you. You always have something positive to say. But I wish you nothing but the very best to you today. All right. So thank you for always being there, always supporting. So thank you. Look at this. Now I like this. Yes. Tell us where you're coming from as well. Listen, the chat is lighting up. They're acknowledging, they're saying yes. I love this. Thank you, guys.
I'm excited now, Marcel. Yes, I'm excited. And we must take time out to say happy Mother's Day to our dear Lurlin. You know that she's always there. Happy Mother's Day to Lurlin. We have Shelly. We have Pastor Nicole. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Okay, come on now. This is what I like, the little excitement, and it keeps me going.
This is what I like. Thank you, Pastor Brandon. Thank you for being in the house. We love you so much. Thank you for always supporting.
Yeah.
All right. So as I was saying before, Deborah Rosenwu is a doctor who loves to sing, and she has a voice. All right. And she's all the way in Germany, she's all the way in Germany. So sit back, relax, and let me see these fires and stuff. I want to see fire and all these different things. All right. So here is our dear Deborah.
trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're only saying, I love you. I see babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh. Anika, what a wonderful word. As you look back, I know you don't have a lot to look back on, but tell us, do you think it's a wonderful world?
The world in general or motherhood?
Your world, your world. Your
Yeah,
world has been wonderful so far.
yeah, it has. Yeah, with my daughter, it has been a great experience.
Beautiful. Sister Luard, it's a wonderful world.
The world is a wonderful world. From where I was to where I am, I can see all along God's handiwork. And if you stop and look, you would really understand that it is indeed a wonderful world. Wonderful to me as a mother. All my children are still with me, and all of them are independent. They are on their own. Nobody's looking to mom for support financially. You know, God is good, and He has indeed given us a wonderful world.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Anything to add to this world that we're in, Michelle?
Well, I agree with all that they have said, and I hope that I can contribute to the world in a way that when I move on, my life can still be a blessing to someone. Something that I would have shared, something that I would have done, some advice that I would have given, some business that I would have left. Whatever it is, I hope that there'll be something to enhance the world, because I was privileged to see the world from many different eyes. I remember sending a telegram to the US. I remember standing outside of, I'm a baby bloomer. Boomer, not bloomer. I guess I'm blooming, but
you are.
I remember, not having a television. And then when we did get one, it was, you know, this cumbersome thing, and you have to go up on the roof to try to fix the antenna and turn things around. You have to stand in front of Guyana stores for hours to get a phone call. And, you know, there wasn't a lot of things that we have now. At that time, we thought that the US was this place with maybe gold on the streets and all these type of things, you know, and everything has changed. The world can now be accessed from here. I remember when I was at UG, us having to go. I saw you show the clip where we had to have a group, and then we will all reserve the books one after the other, because it may be one book for the entire class, and no one has a textbook, and the book is from the 1960s anyway, so I don't even know why it's still on the shelf, but that's the book we have to reference. And you know, but we did it, and we did it with grace, and it gave us strength, and it gave us a lot of courage, and a lot of things that we can utilize now. So when I was up here and we had the blackout a number of years ago, I didn't have to worry, because I knew I could take a car battery and run my house. You know, not many people have that have that ability, you know, but we had it because we had blackout, and we didn't have, you know, we didn't have these things. So I do think it's beautiful, and it's beautiful to see the advancement, and I do hope that I can contribute in some way to this advancement before I transition.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. What a wonderful world. Despite all of the trials that we had to endure, and we'll be talking a lot more about it, we're still happy and feel blessed to even be alive in such a time as this, you know. So thank you guys so much. Moving on, we have I forgot what it's called, but three lovely young people teamed up to do What is a Virtuous Woman? All right, so sit back and listen to these young people.
The embodiment of royalty. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 21 to 31. Who can find a virtuous woman? She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet.
She is confident.
She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple.
She is a queen. She is royalty.
Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
She is the wife of a good husband.
She maketh fine linen,
and selleth it,
and delivereth girdles to the merchant.
She is an entrepreneur. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the time to come.
She is honorable.
She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness.
She is full of wisdom and benevolence.
She looketh well to the ways of her household,
and eateth not the bread of idleness.
Simply a good mother.
Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. She is praiseworthy.
Many daughters have lived virtuously, but thou excellest them all.
She is exceptional. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. She is God-fearing. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in her gates. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
For her price is far above rubies. She is priceless.
Who can find a virtuous woman? That word, virtuous. Karen, I'm going to start with you. She's a virtuous woman. What kind of woman is this? What kind of woman are we talking about?
And those three young people gave us all of it. All of it. They talk about the linen. They talk about the praise. They said she is excellent. I mean, they could we have them again? I just think I like them. I don't know about you, Michelle. How yes, I don't
Yes.
know, but sometimes, right? As as Christians, as society, sometimes we might happen to see a woman who would have had children like myself out of wedlock, and we tend not to view her as a virtuous woman.
Hmm.
We tend not to view her. But listening to these young people, I honestly don't think, because I would have had my children out of wedlock, I don't think that I may not fit into that category. What do you think? What do you let's hear what our viewers would say about that. I don't know. Michelle, you want to add anything?
Oh, yes, she definitely would.
So, of course, I totally disagree with the naysayers, and I want to address marriage. I've never known if marriage in the Bible is the same as marriage in God's sight, because I think it is a commitment one to the other, and I think we stretch it very far for this legal stuff. And I also believe that some of the reasons why churches tend to lash out against who is marrying who, because they're talking about two. I think I see it as two different things, right? I see, if I make a commitment to you and we say this before man and God, we're pretty much married, right? So that wedlock business is different for me. When we talk about virtuous, we're now speaking about mainly somebody who doesn't like drink, smoke, isn't a prostitute, and who provides for her family, who is able to take, like what mommy used to do, some of these things she used to make. I don't even know what sometimes I ask for the recipe because and she can't give me it, but she used to make these resources to put on the food, like meat, because we were vegetarians. Mom is still a vegetarian. And she'd make these things, and it's whatever was there, it tastes so good. That's virtue. So society is very cruel. We're very cruel to each other. And if we operate from a point of love, we will be less cruel to each other. If we forget judgment and look at love, look at support, we'll be less cruel towards each other. So, Karen, you were a virtuous woman. I'm sure you provided for your kid. Okay?
All the time.
And do not allow anyone to take that from you, because they're not in charge. You're in charge of you.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're right now, you're locked in, sitting in the Georgetown Tea House. And this program comes to you with the kind compliments of the Tea House and the trend in mind. So don't forget, don't enjoy all this good stuff alone. Continue to like, share, continue to follow the various pages, and tell a friend, bring somebody. We want a lot of mothers here to hear what we have in store. We have lots more in store. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. we're back. And thank you for being here. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers out there. You're in for a treat. We're happy that you took time to join us today. We have some greetings. We have some greetings, Karen. Auntie Karen, we have some greetings. So I'm gonna play them, and then Auntie Karen will respond.
Hello, you lovely mothers at the Georgetown Tea House. Happy Mother's Day. This is coming from Yolanda, and I wish you God's richest blessings as He continues to cover you and embrace you in His love and care. Happy Mother's Day to the women in your circle, and especially to my females in my circle, my sister Sharon in Jamaica, my sister Johanna, and my mom Sandra. I wish them all happy Mother's Day. And to my grandmother who turned 91 years old this weekend and is vivacious and vibrant as ever. Happy Mother's Day again, and every day is Mother's Day and you should be celebrated. And today we will be giving you your flowers while you're alive. Love you guys. Happy Mother's Day.
Everyone, I would like to wish my mom, Desiree Ward McCaskey, a very happy Mother's Day, and pray that God continue to bless her and keep her safe and health and strength. Mom, we thank you for all the things you've done for us in life. You've been our guardian angel, our advisor, our doctor, and everything in life. And we just want to thank you and to let you know that we love you. Also, I would like to wish my sisters, Simone Kasim and Marcel Chichester, a happy Mother's Day also, and I pray that God continue to bless and keep them. Thank you very much.
Today, we pause and we take time out to recognize and show special appreciation for women, those moms that have truly been pouring into the lives of their children and into the lives of the persons that they come into contact with. I want to especially recognize today even our Georgetown Tea House women, to name a few: Sister Karen Kelman, Sister Lurlyn Murray Tull, Sister Marcel. These women have indeed, stepped up, and you can see it in the way that they, are intentional about changing lives and pouring into the people that they do come into contact with. And on this, our Mother's Day 2021, we want to especially recognize them and wish them the best for this day. May God's blessing be upon your lives, and indeed may your ministry continue to be blessed even as you continue to do His work in and around, your respective neighborhoods. And to all the mothers out there, we want to send out special greetings to you as well. And thank you for just always being there and doing what you do as moms. For so many of us, we recognize you as pillars in our society, as the epitome of strength and grace. And we are just so thankful for all of you and for who you are in our lives. So from our Georgetown Tea House family, we want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Thanks and be blessed.
That's you, KK.
I know that's me, Marcel.
But you're so emotional.
You know that I'm a big baby. And I mean, you didn't have to do this to me now.
Yes, on live. Yes, we're live and I'm telling them.
You know that I'm a big baby, and all day it has been happening when I have former students calling and sending messages, and like Michelle was saying, um, she hopes that when she would have passed on, she hopes that at least she would have contributed, but when you're gonna have a call from a student that you actually walk through a whole every year from the ninth grade, she has been thinking, I'm going to commit suicide. Now, I'm not the guidance counselor, but I am there and walking that student through until the 12th grade. And now here she is, and she can actually say, well, okay, thank you. She's now at college. I mean, I believe that, yes, at least that one person I have contributed, and I am able to make the world a better place. And now here it is. We have all these ladies just saying Happy Mother's Day. I mean, this is not the purpose of the program to make one feel emotional, but listening, especially when I listened to Petal's poem, I mean, that poem really did something for me. So I must say thanks to Shelley and Alicia and was it Samantha? And Samantha, thank you all so very much for the greeting. Marcel,
Okay.
I'm really trying here.
Okay, I'm gonna play one more, and then maybe you can cry. You can still cry because we got another greeting before we have a music before we take a musical break. Yes, I laying it on you. So here she comes.
A happy, wonderful, blessed Mother's Day to you, Mama. Love you and thank you for everything that you do. And I thank the Lord for you. You're a wonderful, amazing woman of God. I love you and happy Mother's Day.
All these greetings. I know. It's so wonderful when people can tell their mothers how much they love them, and especially I noted something that Shell said, Karen, that she's giving flowers while you're alive, and I always say that it's something that has stuck with me. I always say people, I'm going to tell my friends that I love them. I'm going to tell my mom I love her. I'm going to tell the people that are special to me I love them before it's too late and I can't say it, so yes, Karen, so I understand the tears. We're going to just after the musical breaks, the two musical breaks, I'll hand you over to the son of a Nancy HD, and he'll take you through for the second portion of our program. All right, so stay put. Keep telling your friends, keep tagging. I love when you were hot in the middle. You were hot at one point, and I was feeling the energy, and I was getting excited. So come on, I want to see you. I want to see you tagging your friends. All right, I want to see those tags. So the next person we have is a young man. Karen is a young man, and he graced our program before. And whenever I hear him sing, I'm thinking, wow, he got ways to go. All right, and he's just so young, but so talented. And I speak of no other than Hezekiah Trim. So stay tuned. You're logged on to the Georgetown Tea House, and we'll be right back. I'll play at this transition, and then we'll be back. We'll play the music. For those of you who do not know who we're speaking with today, who's in the broadcast with us, we're sitting with legendary a woman that we love and adore, Sister Enid Luard, and her daughter, Dr. Michelle Luard. And we had Anika, Michelle's daughter, with us, but she had to go. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Anika. I know you're going to come back another time. But here is Hezekiah. Hezekiah is a young man with a golden voice. And we love you, Hezekiah. And thank you for always willing to share with us. So guys, sit back, relax, tell a friend, stay put, all right? And enjoy.
You're the driving force in my life. Yeah, there isn't anything I would rather be, and it just wouldn't feel right if I didn't have you by my side. You were there for me to love and care for me when skies were gray. Whenever I was down, you were always there to comfort me. And no one else can be what you have been to me. You'll always be, you will always be the girl in my life all times. Mama, Mama, you know I love you. Oh, you know I love you, Mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Mama, I just want you to know, loving you is like food to my soul. Yes it is, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. You always done for me, have always been around for me, even when I was bad. You showed me right from my wrong. Yes, you did. And you took up for me when everyone was down on me. You always did understand. You gave me strength to go on. There were so many times looking back and I was so afraid. And then you come to me and say to me, I can face anything. And no one else can do what you have done for me. You'll always be, you will always be the girl in my life. Oh, Mama, Mama, you know I love you. Oh, you know I love you, Mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Mama, I just want you to know, loving you is like food to my soul. Never gonna go a day without you. Fills me up just thinking about you. I never go a day without my mama. Mama, you know I love you. Oh, Mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Mama, I just just want you to know, loving you is like food to my soul. Loving you is like food to my soul. You are the food to my soul.
Loving you is like food, man. You know I love you, mama. All right. Thank you so much, Hezekiah. That boy can sing. Sister Luard, you agree that guy can sing, that young man? I think Hezekiah is 14. You can correct me, mom and dad. I think Hezekiah is only 14 years old with a voice like that. All right. So thanks a million. Thanks for always agreeing to sing for us. We're happy that that you agreed. So I'm gonna play another song. A friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, a sister. We're real cool, we're real tight, it's like real tight. And then when after Regna sings, Bear and Nancy will take over for a few minutes. All right. So Regna, anybody who knows Regna Ainsworth Robley, she's my girlfriend, my sister, my singing partner. All right. So sit back, relax, and here she comes.
Hello everyone, my name is Regna. I am going to be doing a tribute to mothers in song. So a happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and all the grandmothers out there. And a special happy Mother's Day to my mom, Elitha Ainsworth, or well known as Waveney. I'd just like to let you know that you're very loved and much appreciated for all your hard work and commitment, everything you've done for us, the sacrifice, the prayers, the praise, the teachings, the beatings, everything, much appreciated. The song that I've chosen, I think, truly represents what you've done over the years in supporting me and my siblings, and even other relatives and friends who've passed through our home. So my prayers are with you always, that you will enjoy every last day of your life, especially today, Mother's Day. Special thank you and a happy Mother's Day too to my friend and sister Marcel. I do have a bone to pick with her because she's put me in this position of singing solos. She knows how I feel about that. Nevertheless, I'll do it because I love her and I love my mom, and I just like the words of this song to be heard. Okay.
Ever since I can remember, you've always been right there for me. And no matter what I was doing, you let me see how I should be. 'Cause you make it better by covering me, and you don't stop. When my way gets a little cloudy and my nights get a little rough and lonely, no matter what's going on, you give me peace, you comfort me, you make it better, your love never leaves, and it don't stop, and you never change, and you stay the same, oh yeah, and you do it for me. And your love
All right, that was Regna Robley, who has a bone to pick with our good friend Marcel for forcing her hand here. All right, we do hope that you enjoyed that one. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anansi, and I will be taking over the Georgetown Tea House chair for just a while. Michelle, good afternoon. Karen, good afternoon. And then the famous Sister Luard, I've heard so much about you. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Okay, great. Tell us, Sister Luard, Mother's Day. What was it like back in the 50s and 60s? You know, what did Guyanese do for Mother's Day?
Much the same thing, you know. Mothers are mothers regardless of what year. And at home, we were many. So we got together. We made our little stuff secretly to surprise mom. We told her not to get out of bed. You stay in bed, enjoy your rest. Today is your day. And we took over. We prepared breakfast and lunch. And when Dad is around, it was much more enjoyable because he loved to cook. And he would do most of the cooking. So we really enjoyed Mother's Day at home. It was really a day when we pampered our mother.
Right. And do you have a story that, you know, all parents have a way of repeating a few stories or a few proverbs or sayings? Could you still recall one that your mother would have passed on to you, or maybe a proverb or saying, something that has remained with you to this day?
Well, she used to say, whatever you do in darkness, gonna come to light.
Okay. Pay attention to that one, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you do in darkness will come to light. All right. I'm going to get to the meat of the Guyanese part of the conversation. Now, Karen, you know, seeing you're one of the younger folks on the panel at the moment. You know, there are those moments you acknowledge you love your mother, but then she's either going to say something or do something at some point that makes you wonder, does this woman really love me and like me like this? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Strange enough, Andy, I'm not sure if I ever had that with my mother. All right, but I think my girls, they have that with me, you know. But I don't know if I am trying to recall if I ever had that with my mother. The only thing is that when I'm looking back though, one of the things in growing up, my mother never found the time to hug and kiss and say I love you and all of that. So I'm wondering if, you know, that can fit in there. But then ensuring that I had food to eat, I was wearing clothes and all of that, I think that could facilitate there for showing love. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you. We're gonna discuss the top 5 reasons that a Guyanese child might want to question as to whether mom really loves them. All right. The top 5 reasons. We're gonna discuss that, and we're gonna do it right after this. We have a violin solo by Young LaFleur. All right. So please stay tuned and listen in.
Well done.
All right, that was Kezia LaFleur doing a violin solo. Please, folks in the chat, please give Kezia some love. Tell her, let her know how well she did there. The violin is not an instrument. We see a lot of youngsters picking up. Right, someone is mentioning that she's a pastor's daughter. All right, so please give Kezia LaFleur some love.
Unless
All
you
right,
went to Bishop's, right?
I'm not too sure.
Huh? Unless you went to Bishop's, right? That's when you play the violin.
Oh, you caught me there, Michelle. You caught me. You caught me there. All right. Yeah, we're gonna start looking at the top 5 reasons why a Guyanese child might think that the mother, love them but don't necessarily like them. So number 5, Michelle, were you ever told that you can't go out and play? You can't go outside and play?
I thought you were gonna ask me what were the top 5. And that was definitely one of them.
That was definitely
because I couldn't play with anybody. So let me give you this quick joke. Mommy rode a P50, right? I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you guys knew her then, but she rode a P50. And so where we lived in Festival City, all the kids would be outside playing on Saw Out, everything on the road.
Right.
And the 3 of us would have to be inside, can't come outside, even though mommy not home. Whether she's home or not, no association. So our friends had to be the pathfinders. She'd bring them to play, but nobody around. So we, of course, we're kids. We want to play with the children, so we'd play. And then the kids would tell us when the bicycle is coming. You'd hear the motorcycle coming, and we'd run. Somebody's gonna get caught, though, because the 3 of us gotta get to the house, so somebody's gonna get caught. And then the kids, we were so foolish. The kids are gonna stand in front of the house because they know, what's coming next, right? So they're gonna stand outside the house to hear us cry for the licks that we.
The licks again.
And we still go back, stupid. Yeah, that's definitely one of them.
Well, that's what kids will do. Now, Sister Luard, did your mom restrict you from going and play outside with the other kids?
She has to have technical assistance, you see?
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Now, we were many.
Okay.
And her words were, you're enough. You don't need outside company. So going outside to play wasn't something that we enjoyed.
Okay.
And you know that once you're given those instructions, you don't even venture out. Maybe my elder brother and sister, they might go, but not Enid. Enid never liked licks. Threatening me was good enough.
Okay.
So I am not going. And therefore, while the others were known, I was the unknown.
Okay. The obedient child.
Sort of.
very, very interesting response. Karen, did Sister Barbara restrict you? Were you told that you can't go and play?
Well, it wasn't my mother, but my grandmother. She used to run the show, and she would say, just like Sister Luard's mother, it's enough of you, so you don't have to go out of this yard. But we were allowed to play in the yard under the bottom house, but we can't go any place else to play. But of course, I think I was like a little Michelle, so I used to go all the way to Evans Street and play a little solo out, and then come back home, get a good beating, stay home for 2 days, and then I go on another day. Yeah. Because when I look and I see the marks gone and I feel good again, I'm thinking about the fun that is going on in Evans Street. So I gone again, play a good solo, come home sweaty, and get a next portion, stay home, and then go again.
Licks ain't doing nothing. Right? It's just a temporary stop.
I
All right.
used to tell them it legs is bottom cool, and then I go again. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, washing pots. Now, in most homes, you would have turn to wash the dishes, right? But then there would be some people who would find it, somehow every time it's their turn, these are the pots in the sink, all right? And they gotta wash the pots. Michelle, did you enjoy washing pots?
Yes, till now.
Oh,
I've
wow.
no problem. Yeah, I liked when we had just the coconut inside washing it. I liked when when you had to take the sun and shine it. I always like to see the shiny spot. So I really didn't mind. And we were 3 girls, so that part was not an issue, at least not for me. And I was the eldest one anyway, so I would always have to do more. I would have had to do more anyhow, so it didn't matter to me. It was fine. I'll wash the pots. Give me the pots.
What about you, Karen? You enjoy washing pots?
Till now, I wish if they had disposable pots. So I'll just, I wish, and I think it's something that passed down because my girls don't like to wash in the pot. Now, a very little bit of food would be in the pot, I'm saying take it up, put it in the fridge. No, somebody gonna dilly dally, and then I have to make a fuss over the pots. But then I remember sometimes I never used to like washing the pots, and I used to be very happy when it was Pathfinder on Sunday. So I go on to church, and that's the day that might be the time for me to wash the dishes. So since I'm gone, somebody else would have to wash them, so I don't have to wash the pots.
Sister Luard, what did you guys use to get the pots shining back in your day?
We used coconut husk and sand.
And sand. Okay.
Yes.
So that was the little skill you passed on to Michelle?
Yes.
Good. All right. Number 3, grating coconut. Michelle, if you say you love doing this one, I'd be very surprised.
I don't know.
No grating of coconut.
No, because it damaged your hands, But I made sugar cake the other day because I have what you call this thing? So it does the grating for me, so that's fine. So I can use the coconut now. We can do it now because I have the oh my God, I'm getting old. I can't remember it. You know what we have? The all-purpose stuff. No, not the blender. The blender you gotta put water in it. But the one
the Ninja.
It is a Ninja, but I'll get the name. So it's all right to grate coconut now, but back in the day, no.
What about you, Karen?
No, and then when I'm grating it, some big pieces like this would be left over because I don't want my fingers to be all bruised. And Annie, have you recalled how that would be so painful for days?
When you bruise.
Yeah, and then they always want to cook everything with coconut milk.
No, you see, the thing is that once you're grating and it's coming down to the smaller pieces, right? I used to get rid of that.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to risk my fingers. No,
Yeah, but then they're telling you.
Oh, exactly. If it's a sweet coconut, you would eat it.
Yes. Thank you, Elisa, the food processor. Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Sister Luard, in your day, did you ever I forgot the name of the thing. I think it's the crockney, where you would sharpen the edge of a cutlass, have it with jagged edges, and then you would cut the coconut in half and grate it. Did you guys use that?
Yes. but I never liked it.
You never liked it, or you never got the rhythm.
Perhaps, but I prefer to use the grater.
Okay, and you had no problems with getting your hands
No, because
bruised and thing
when it got small,
in your mouth.
take another piece. Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's the art, right? That's that. Okay. Number 2 on my list. All right. Karen, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but your mom turns to you and tells, she's in the bedroom, there's a knock at the door, and she says, Karen, please go and tell Mrs. Charles that I'm not at home. Now, this is a Christian mother, right, who would have brought you up telling you, liars the stone thieves and thieves the stone killers, right? But she's telling you, Karen, please go and tell Mrs. Charles that I'm not at home, all right? And if you deliver the message as a good child in the same way that she handed to you, is a big story, Mrs. Charles, mommy said to please tell you that she's not at home. All right. Sister Luard, how should a child deal with that kind of situation? I mean, they want to obey their parent because they've been taught to obey their parent, right? But then their parent is asking them to lie. I mean, what does as you look back in your years, how should a child deal with a moment like that? You're muted.
Strange enough, I was never placed in that situation.
Okay.
Whenever somebody knocks at the door, my mother or father would be the first to answer the call. And if you go running to see Sue, get back. So I hadn't that experience.
Okay. So Michelle, you didn't have to deal with that predicament then either.
No, but I didn't have to go back. Well, mommy wouldn't. No, I'm a straight shooter, so that didn't happen. And mommy, I don't remember mommy ever wanting to hide from people, but it has happened. I know of situations where that has happened and where the mom gets upset and then come out and say things like, I didn't tell the child to say that. I told them I was coming and, and start to say how stupid you be because you didn't, So I know of situations where that happened. And I saw how people dealt with it. But I never, my mother didn't have too many friends. So, so most of the friends were already called auntie. And they're less than 5, so
right.
Yeah, we never had that, but that's what she wanted me to do, and I like friends, so that's that.
Right. How about you, Karen? Were you ever placed in that predicament?
Never placed in that situation. And just like Sister Luard, you have to go back. If you hear the door, you are not allowed as a child to answer the door. And I think we were always in the yard, so we're seeing who is coming and who's going, So we never had that. And I'm thankful we never had that. So I don't know. But I'm thinking if I had to say that, I believe that I was going to say that mommy is not at home. I wasn't going to mommy set for session the home. I mean, no. I think I was going to say mommy's not at home,
Well, some kids try to be very correct, and to deliver the message as is because it was indeed mommy who said to tell you, All right. Okay, my number one reason as to what would make a Guyanese child question whether mommy really liked them. I have 2 names here. Castor oil and centipede. Now, I don't know what really went through the minds of Guyanese parents, right? But I mean, castor oil and centipede. Was that something of your day, Sister Luard?
Yes, but there was only a particular time when you were given those things.
Okay, what time
At
was
the
that?
end, at the end of a school term.
Right.
After you out of school, you're home for the holidays. Just before you go back to school, she said you need a clean out.
Mhm.
So you would get either or, never the
Okay.
combination.
Never the
And
combination.
I didn't like the castor oil because most times the taste in your mouth, and sometimes when you burp, it comes up the smell.
Yep. Yep.
I would prefer the cenopods.
Okay. So you
And
never give Michelle and her sisters the castor oil.
I can't remember doing that. The
Okay.
only time I can remember telling Michelle to drink castor oil is after she got Aniko.
Okay. 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 What was your experience with that, Karen?
Oh well, we had to line up for the cenopods. I never had the
Castor
castor
oil.
oil, but I think it was the Sunday between the Saturday and that Sunday before you go back to school. You have your cenopods and you're right there and you turning up your face and all kind of things, and then is when we have that. You have to get a clean out. Somebody said you have to get a clean out. Yes.
Yeah, I found that cruel, especially in those homes where there are at least more than 4 or 5 kids. All right. So you have a home with 4 or 5 kids, and in Guyana, most of us was
Latrine.
one bathroom,
Mhm.
right? And in some instances, half of a bathroom. All right. So you give 5 kids Centipede of castor oil all at one time, right? And we all know, understand the kind of horrors that would flow there. Now, outside of my list, Michelle, you said you were thinking. Was there something that I didn't mention?
So, what was the first reason you gave?
Don't go out and play. When your parents tell you don't go out and play.
Right, but don't have the friends to me. Not being able to have friends, the people who you want as friends to come over. For me, not being able to go out with friends, all of my friends were able to go out, hang out. I remember my friends saying to me, "Oh, you want to go to the party?" And she don't want to send you to the party. When she goes to sleep, just come through the window, open the door. I said, in that house, they're kidding me. If I get up to go to the bathroom, mommy says, "Laurie, you good?" so I don't know how I'm getting out of this house to go any place. So I as a child, I felt that it was important to have those friends. But the irony of it is, when the people who, we used to party at the library, and it was only a particular class of people that used to go to the library when the library was the library. And when I went to the library one time and I saw somebody from the neighborhood there, I stopped going. And that's when I can make a decision for myself at that time, And I didn't want to be associated, I got to realize in my 20s that saying, show me your company and I'll tell you who you are, is really true. But when I was growing up, I really wanted to prove that that was not true. Stop telling me that. I'm not going to do what they're doing. Stop telling me that, But as you grow, you realize what's the truth in it and how your friends can influence who you become, how you think. If you have a group of friends who are not non-ambitious, you're going to remain where you are, or you're going to feel that you have attained the highest level. If you have friends who are all like-minded, they want to build something, they want to do something, they want to invent, they want to get involved in things, That's your social circle. And now that I'm a research student, I recognize that, yes, that's your social circle. That's who you associate with, and that's how you think. And you need that social circle, you know? And that's pretty much what they were telling us, but we didn't know it at that time. So, you know, I would push back on it.
You're
You're
muted,
muted,
Andy.
Andy.
Any moments that you can recall, Karen, where you would have questioned, does this woman really like me? Either your mom or your grandmother.
I know I didn't question if they really like me, but I was angry, like extremely angry, because my brother-in-law at the time was having he was the host of this party, and you know, I'm thinking everybody in the house they're getting dressed to go to the party. I didn't know that I had to still ask to go to the party. I am thinking, well, I'm grown, and everybody going, so I'll get to go.
Right.
So your girl had her nice clothes, hair ready, everything, and I was going. My mother at that time, it wasn't my grandmother now, my mother. When I come bouncing out the bedroom, because everybody say they go in and, all right, yeah. When I am ready to go, my mother say, will you go in? And I like, but I going, no, you didn't ask me to go any place. So everybody stopped now because we had friends who came over to the house to go to the party because they were dressing from our home. And they all were ready and going. So I was the person. And then I became the laughing stock of everybody else. So I sat there, and I think for days I didn't feel like talking to my mother, but I couldn't help it. But, I was a little angry. That's the one that really hit home. Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, you were saying you had another one that you just remembered?
Yes. So I'm not gonna call the name of the person, right? But there's a young lady who looks like me, who's supposed to be a Christian at the time when we were growing up. And I'll never forget this. I got licks because somebody told mommy. As I got older, I know who the person is now. Told mommy that I was on Caneview Avenue with some boy in South. Man, and I paid the price. I was nowhere close to that place. I didn't do any such thing. There was nothing like that. They passed in their car. They thought it was me. And of course, at that time, I just got licks. But I think mommy recognized after that it wasn't true. So after then, when somebody told her something, she would say, let's talk about it first. So, so you go to the jury, you'll have a conversation, and then you'll know, well, you got busted and you're going to get licks, right? Those are like painful, but it was better. At least you wouldn't get licks wrongfully,
Right,
I don't mind getting licks if I was right, but not wrong. So
Yeah,
that time I didn't like it at all. And I would never forget it.
Wow. Some of the little things that do remain with us, throughout our lives. All right. We're going to take a musical break.
Andy, just before we take the
Go ahead.
musical break, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to Lisette Moses. And I know if little baby Jade was able to speak, she was going to say Happy Mother's Day. So I am saying Happy Mother's Day on her behalf. Okay? To Lisette, and if you're still hearing me, Lisette, you can show some love in the chat. You have been there very active earlier. Okay, Andy, thank you.
Okay. We'll take a break and then we'll come to the piece. Okay, we're gonna have something now from Israel Gibbs, Jedediah Israel Gibbs. He has a very powerful message for us today. So do pay close attention.
Good morning, mothers. Happy Mother's Day. And take care of your child, because I know deep down inside, you are super mothers. The army of Judah was paralyzed by fear, and the hood of mighty multitude was quickly drawing near. But as they prayed for deliverance, the victory will begin. For when they call upon the Lord, to soften all of heaven, pray on, for you are who the Lord is looking for. Pray on, for this will tear those mighty strongholds down. Stay on your knees, for this is where the battle is won. Very soon you win the victory. Pray on. When Daniel faced the lions for worshiping the Lord, it seems there was no hope at all for what will be yet long. But when we stand on holy ground, the victory will begin. For when we call upon the Lord, our eyes are on the Lord. Pray on, for you are who the Lord is looking for. Pray on, that this will tear those mighty strongholds down. Stay on your knees, for this is where the battle is won. Very soon you win the victory. Pray on.
Wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. So beautiful. And let me tell you, I am back. And you've just listened to Israel, and he's only 6 years old, you know. He's 6 years old. And I was fortunate to hear him pray on Friday, because Auntie Karen has the story time on Fridays. And Israel is a part of that story time session, and he prayed, and it was his second time, and he's like, Father, I ask you to be with everyone and to bless me. This is my second time. Listen, man, these children are so brilliant, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Israel. And he's talking about a superwoman. Let's talk a little bit about our mothers being superhumans. Michelle, I'll start with you.
So before I respond to your question, I really, really want to highlight this child.
Yes.
You know, I can see he's being homeschooled because of the pandemic. I can see his wall behind him. I can see his expression. You know, he's really singing from his heart. And, you know, he's speaking about prayer. It is so wonderful to hear it. I hope I'm not being biased because it's male, but, you know, he really has the feeling, you know. Yeah, I have a very special passion for Black males and ensuring that they go and do the right thing, you know, and that they're protected in this world that we live in. So I know I have that bias, and, you know, I want to highlight it. Superwoman. if I'm gonna think about a superwoman who probably gains her strength from prayer, it would be my mother. I was pretty close to my grandmother, and I know, and I never really said this before to mommy, but when my grandmother was sick, and while we were, I was there praying for her, I used to read the Psalms for her. And she said to me, stay with your mom, make sure you take care of my daughter. I don't know how she's so strong. She, even with your dad and what he did, it didn't matter. She remained so steadfast and strong that my grandmother was wondering, doesn't she have emotions? How come she doesn't, behave the way my grandmother would have expected her to behave? As I'm coming through, if you grew up with us, then you would never know. I was never hungry. My mom was a teacher. She went through the ranks until she became a school principal. But I was never hungry. I don't know how she could have lived on that salary because I cannot. I just can't do it. We never looked any different. We were always like middle class kind of thing. And you wouldn't know that my father was not in the home with us because there was no evidence of it. She always cooked food and ensured that if any of my friends stop by, they can get some. She always had something to give somebody. I always thought mommy was the lady with that story with the bang the barrel story because I don't know where she got those things from.
The meal.
Right. And then even with her three daughters, I remember distinctly when she went as deputy head, I think it was at Lodge Community High. And she said, oh, there's some kids who are not learning and she thinks it's because they're hungry. And I remember her getting up early at 6 o'clock, going to the school, carrying stuff to make porridge and eggs and all kinds of things so the kids can have breakfast before they come to school. Now you have your three kids there, and you're still able to go and do all of this and then come home. And then, I saw mommy make, I don't know if my siblings remember, but she could have made buttons from coconut shells.
Oh, wow.
The popsicle stick, all these little coasters, So I think mom was extremely talented. Then still run the Pathfinder Club. And then as she got older and she stopped with the Pathfinder Club, then she comes back. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? They're not paying attention to the elderly at church. So, I want to do the 70 plus club. And so now she ran in the 70 plus club where she's doing stuff now for people younger than herself, So I'm really grateful. That's like super, super. I don't know how she does it.
Sister Luard, how you managed? I mean, juggling, like they say, they call us super women because we juggle so many different tasks. Michelle is talking about you, a teacher, a mother, and still you're being a mother to all these other kids. You still got housework to do because I know you won't want to leave all the work for Michelle being the eldest. I know you would want to do some of it yourself. How you really manage, and how much prayer did you pray every day, every minute of the day to really get yourself through it?
Yes and no. Now, most times when we talk of prayer, people expect you to fall on your knees and pray. But I learned from my mom that you can be walking and praying.
I agree with that.
And the prayer don't have to be this long, windy thing that sometimes we give at church.
Right.
God knows our heart, and once we cry out to him, it can be 3 or 4 words. He hears and he responds.
Beautiful.
I can say that prayer works. If you put yourself and your situation to God, he works with you. And so when people thought that, well, it was just the salary you're looking for, one thing I can say too, I always paid my correct tithe. I never thought that if I take out tithes, it's going to shorten the money and I wouldn't be able to meet ends. I returned what God said you should return. They used to pay a double offering. I gave an offering. But I also used, substituted things. Besides teaching, I did a lot of handwork. I looked at the situation and I adapted to suit it. So when I make the trays, at one time, Guyana stores used to be taking trays from me to sell. So I got income there. Then I used to get returns from the yard because I planted. And when mangoes are in season, I would peel the mangoes in the night, cut it up, put it in bags, the salt and pepper by itself, and at break, I'm a saleswoman.
Wow.
And when break is over, I'm back as a teacher.
Wow.
And so that, that gave me great joy. And then I had a business going beside the government's income. I used to do mitai, plantain chips, fried split peas. The children used to call it broktik. I didn't get the art of getting it soft. And so, but they still used to come and buy it. And so that used to supplement a great extent my normal income. And I can say I was never in want.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I was never in want.
Thank you
Or
so
in
much.
need. Sorry, I was never in need because you always want.
Right. I know, Karen, you wanted to add something there?
When Michelle was talking about her mom, I'm thinking that my mother had to be a super mom, having 9 children, and then I had 3 cousins living with us, and they were boys. And so having to take care of them, I looked at my mother changing the fuse, climbing up and changing the fuse in the home. I looked at her cutting the iron cord and changing the element and all those things she would have done. And I believe that you have to be super to be doing things like those. Sometimes we didn't have much. We didn't have much as children growing up, but we didn't have much. And then somebody might pop in. And so, whatever you have in that pot,
yes,
that person is able to have something from that pot. So, it's not like if we were there and being selfish, that is, but I believe she had to be super to be doing those things. And then as Sister Luard was thinking about the little business that she started, when at that time we have to line up at the milk plant all the way in Kingston to have the milk. And so mom decided, okay, she was going to make the icicles. And when she made the icicles, then we would take the icicle while we were in the line to sell. So we're in the line for the milk, and then we're selling the icicles. So that as well helped to offset. So as a mother, you have to always be, thinking about how am I going to make ends meet and stuff like that. We didn't have to go anywhere to beg somebody, but she taught contentment.
Yes.
She taught contentment, and I'm grateful for that. I think you have to be a super mom to do something like that.
Beautiful.
If I can tell you, Michelle talked about my motorcycle. I did buy a P50. I used to carry the 3 girls and myself on the bicycle. 2 in front of me, no, 2 at the back and 1 in front. But before she got in front, she used to be in the basket of the bicycle.
Wow.
But after having bought the bicycle, every time the spark plug needed to clean, I had to go and pay to get it done. So I went to GTI and I did a motor vehicle mechanic course. So I started changing my own spark plug, changing my oil, and doing everything for myself. So I hadn't to pay to do it anymore because going to GTI was free. So I made use of it. So,
Beautiful,
to
beautiful,
think of how
resourceful.
you can save in, according to mommy.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. I remember quickly when mommy was trying to do the same thing to make some chips and stuff, some plantain chips to make me sell at school. Listen, that was the worst thing. I didn't like doing it at all, at all, at all. I was so embarrassed to know that I have to go sell this plantain chip. I didn't like it. I mean, after a few days, like timidly bringing it out and say, oh
Yes,
yes, and I
the
used to
children
buy,
come and ask.
but my goodness, it wasn't pleasant for me.
Well, I think if I had asked the children to do it, it might have been the same. But I
Okay.
did it myself.
All right, guys, we
Marcel, just before you go, at first, when we started to take the icicles, at first it was a little feeling, but then I think she had something called fluty acid she
That's
used to
it.
put, right, and not everybody used to put that in theirs. So ours used to be, gone very
Tasty.
quickly. So it's gone at a snap of the finger, it's gone. And so we made 2 trips, walk to Durban Street and back. So when you get used to it, it's like nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Guys, you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful, and we still have a few more items. We're just gonna stop the talk, and we're gonna just play some music. We have lots of music. A few more items for you, so we'll just close out with music. Guys, in the chat, you've been wonderful. You've been really, really wonderful. Mothers, I know you had a treat. I know that you're happy that you joined the tea. You came into the tea house today. All right. I'm singing a song that I sang as a child for my mom. I think maybe it's one of the first Mother's Day song I actually learned.
That's for a million things.
Mother of Mine.
Mine, mother of mine.
Yes, Mother of Mine. So, Mommy, this is for you and all the other super moms out there.
Say something silly. Say something silly and I'll say it back.
That's Jade's toy. Please excuse it.
That's all right. Okay, I don't think it wants to hear me right now, so I'll play one of my friends first. I'll play my brother William and his son Jared, Richmond, and do enjoy, guys. And I'll bring Mother of Mine later for you.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There's no light without its hunger.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You raised me up when I. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, William and Jared. I know you have lots more to share with the Georgetown Tea House, but thank you so much. I know this family very, very well. I'm very close with them. So thank you so much for sharing with us. All right. We have the Duncan sisters, two lovely young ladies, and I'll play them next.
Yahweh, Jesus is coming in the manger. Our Lord is coming. Yahweh, Jesus is coming, born in Bethlehem, born in Bethlehem. Yahweh, Jesus is teaching in the temple. Our Lord is teaching. Yahweh, Jesus is teaching. No one speaks like him. No one speaks like him. Hosanna, he comes in the form of a man. Jehovah the great, God of Abraham. He lived just to die for our sins. Yahweh, for we say, Yahweh, Jesus is praying in our garden. Our Lord is praying. Yahweh, Jesus is praying. Let this pass from me. Let this pass from me. Yahweh, Jesus is dying on the cross there. Our Lord is dying. Yahweh, Jesus is dying, dying for our sins, dying for our sins.
Oh yes, you know the first time I heard this song, "Ooh Yahweh," the Linden Choir. I think they were the first people that I heard singing this song. Thank you so much, girls. That was so wonderful. Thank you so much for agreeing to sing for us. We thank you. We thank you. So let me see if I get this this favorite song that of mine for my mother and all you other beautiful mothers. Mother of mine, you give to me all of my life to do as I please. I owe everything I have to you, Mother. Sweet mother of mine, mother of mine, when I was young, you showed me the right way. Things had to be done. Without your love, where would I be? Mother, sweet mother of mine. Now I am grown and I can walk straight all on my own. I'd like to give you what you give to me, mother, sweet mother of mine. Mother, you give me happiness, much more than words can say. I thank the Lord that He may bless you every night and every day. Mother of mine, now I am grown and I can walk straight all on my own. I'd like to give you what you give to me, mother, sweet mother of mine. Mother, sweet mother of mine. Oh, yes. I sang that in church years ago. My church, no, but no. Of me singing that, my mother saying, "Thanks, baby." Yes, that sent me down memory lane, guys. That sent me down. Yeah. Thank you, Connie. Connie said, "Thank you so much, Connie." All right, moving on. We gotta go. So this guy can blow a sax.
Mhm.
I met him last year, and he is so super talented. Roy, when he plays Roy Stewart, you can't go wrong when you hear. You're gonna sit down and you're gonna pay attention. You're gonna listen. And Roy has agreed to sing for us. Roy has a business. He has a business out of this. So you can see you'll be able to see his contact information. I'll also put it in the chat so that if you guys want to get him to play, he has his charges and stuff, but I'm telling you, he's reasonable. All right, so sit back, relax. Thank you, Roy.
Well done.
Oh my gosh. When I hear this guy, and I tell him all the time, if I, if I had money, I'm telling you, sometimes you say things that you wish, and I wish I had the means to help somebody and contribute to his success. Somebody like Roy, and I'm pleading. I'm actually putting this out there. Anybody, because Roy is at school. He has a family, a young family as well. So if you can reach out to Roy and help in any way, shape, or form, just let me know. I'll communicate to him. Roy, thank you so much. His number, guys. You want to. Because he can send things, he's in Guyana, but he can send things virtually so that you can play at your functions, etc. So that number is 592-604-2893. Thank you so much, Roy. Roy, I know you have your email address. If you're online, just put it in the chat and I put it up so that the folks can see. All right. We had such a good time. I'm telling you.
Does he have WhatsApp? Is this a WhatsApp number?
Yes, this is a WhatsApp number. Yes, so you guys can take that. I'll put up again shortly. But we have a closing question and then I have a closing song by one of my daughters. Listen, I have many daughters, you see. And this little girl, when I heard her sing, I was like, and I'm the kind of person, when I hear somebody singing, I got to reach out to them one time and say, listen, I love it. She can sing. I love her. And I'm glad that she agreed to sing for me today. But I just want to close off with a quick question. And while you're thinking about it, I'll play her. What should be the role of the grandparent in a time when it's difficult to control what our children see and hear? What should be the role of the grandparent in a time when it's difficult to control what they see and hear? All right. So while you think about it, I'll play none other than Nichelle Moses. Nichelle Moses, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on.
To me.
Listen. Sister Luard, Sister Enid Luard, you, one moment in time,
One moment in time.
you
One,
loved it.
yes, and she did a very good job.
Oh my God. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Miss Moses, my daughter. I scotch my daughter. I love, she knows I love her. She knows that I call and say, listen, beautiful. Ah, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Y'all didn't think that I would go. We would leave here without y'all hearing Uncle Augie. I hope y'all didn't expect to go home without hearing Uncle Augie, because Uncle Augie coming up just after we answer this question quickly. Yes, Sister Luard, we're going around the house. We're going around the room. The question: what should the role be of the grandmother, given what our young people see and hear is out of our hands?
Well, in this age of technology, I would say just give guidance and direction in the way that they should go. Because you cannot separate them from the devices. It is an impossible task. But at least you can help them to understand that they should manage the time they spend on the devices, and they should always take into consideration what they see. So you just give guidance and support.
Okay, Michelle?
At first, I said it depends on the age of the grandmother, because they have some grandmothers that are very young, okay, and they can really ramp with their grandchildren, right?
That's true.
However, whether it is that age or an older grandmother, the thing is you have the experience of being a parent and then getting to do this a second time. So I believe, one, you should contribute to the child's foundation, because a lot of times the parents are busy, and so they don't have time to really put in that foundational work. I believe if you have a good foundation, regardless of what the kids see, they're going to be able to make decisions sooner or later that this is not beneficial to them. I also believe that you can give guidance. Prayer is always good, a silent prayer. You can give the patience that the parents don't necessarily have, because they're juggling so many other things. And all in all, build that relationship. A relationship trumps everything. If you have a relationship, you'll have forgiveness, you'll have love, you'll have understanding. Be patient with kids. I do not think it is so much different from when I was growing up, maybe because I had, always the adventurous spirit. But I do believe that, there were fights. There weren't guns, but there were fights. There were injuries. There were words that were very painful. There were things that you saw. I mean, people used to be cursing out in my neighborhood sometimes. You'll hear them cursing each other and all of that. So there were things that you saw, but you understood that this is where you don't want to be, and this is where you can go, and I feel that if you have that kind of guidance, kids will make very good decisions. You can also turn that technology into a possibility. So without technology, I would never be able to hear probably Roy Short play this tonight.
Yes.
There's a lot of good to these things, but we don't always know it because it wasn't there in our time and age. We need to embrace it and try to figure out what's good about it, because you're not going to change people if they don't understand why they need to make that change.
Definitely. Before Karen goes, I just want to remind our friends that you're tuned into the Georgetown Tea House. Today's program came to you compliments of the Georgetown Tea House and the Trend in Mind. I want you to, if you're here for the first time, just make sure you click the subscription button on the YouTube link, and make sure you're liking the Gospel Side of Me page and my page as well, so that you get notifications when we go live. All right, go ahead, Karen.
Okay, I'm not going to say too much on this one. Other than I'm going to say that I'm looking forward to my grandchildren. All right, I'm going to
Okay.
say that. I noticed Michelle is over there and she's fussing with Jade, and but that's all right, Michelle. She even decided, listen, I'm going to allow them to hear Jade's toy this afternoon. But
Showing
that's
off.
yeah,
Show
yeah,
off.
yeah. But that's all right, Michelle. All right, but one of the things I think grandparents can do, grandparents, they're there to nurture. And whether young or old, I think grandparents, they always want to play that role, to know that they're there as a support to that parent. All right. And then they can also work as intercessors. They can always go and talk to God on behalf of their grandchildren. One time somebody said to me, though, that grandparents are there to spoil the children and the mother should unspoil the children, right? But I don't think so. I believe that I had the best grandfather. He never spoiled me to the where I was rude or anything of that nature. But I think I had the best grandfather in terms of helping me to know family members and all of that. And one of the things grandparents can do is help the children learn or know the tradition of the family. And I think I saw on YouTube, Michelle, where Jade's other grandparent was commenting, and she said, she's happy for the program because she's able to see that Jade came from a background of intelligent women. And so just think, if we didn't have a program like this and Sister Luard wasn't able to share, then maybe she would not have been able to see that. So I just think that that's the role of grandparents to share and teach the tradition of the family. Okay. Hey. Yes.
So you can go ahead and close us out, please.
Okay. Well, I still have some energy. Marcel, you didn't ask me what I was drinking, but I have my white grape white grape sparkling something. No, it doesn't have any alcohol. I
You
don't do
see,
the
here what happened to me and my cup. I was so excited to see Sister Luard and to have Michelle and to have Anika that I completely forgot to just to pour my tea. Confession.
Okay. Well, you know that I don't like the tea, and since Andy said that I can come with something cool, and it's Mother's Day, I decided I'm gonna bring out my champagne glass and
Show off. Okay.
I'm gonna sip. But we want to say thank you all so very, very much for joining us this afternoon at the Georgetown Tea House. I know that every one of you had a great time, because I had a wonderful time. I must say thank you all. You have always been here supporting. We have some persons who are always there. I don't want to call names because I don't want to leave anybody out. But thank you so very much for sharing the link. Just remember that the Georgetown Tea House would be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m. sharp. So you can come back here tomorrow night. Today was a special program for you mothers. And I must also mention that on Friday night, at 7:30, you're going to see Michelle's beautiful face along with Andy and some other good folks. So you can tune in there again, and that is the Trending Mind. See you all. Have a blessed continuing Mother's Day. Just enjoy. As we close out with Uncle Augie, we know that Uncle Augie is always there to bless us. So thank you so very much.
Sister Lord, you want to say something? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much again. And Uncle Augie, thank you for always sharing your talent with us. Thank you. Uncle Augie also is there on Friday nights. Just for the record, he's there giving the Sabbath blessings. He's there always got us dancing. So thank you, Uncle Augie. And thank you, Denise, for allowing your lovely husband to share with us week after week. All right. Good night and have a good time.
All right, this one goes out to all the mothers of the Georgetown Tea House. We love you. We appreciate you. And this time I'm going to show our appreciation in the songs in which you taught us, the foundation songs in which we were risen. So once again, we love you. We appreciate you. This one goes out to all the mothers. Are you ready? Let me go, let me go, let me go away. We're moving. Woo-hoo! Happy Mother's Day. Remember this song that you taught us? Let me go now. Oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Little more oil in my lamp, I pray. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. Let me go, let me sing it now. We sing, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King of Kings. Sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the King. And when you finish something like that, another one we kick in and start singing something like this. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burdens down. Friends don't treat me like they used to. Since I laid my burdens down. Friends don't treat me like they used to. Since I laid my burdens down. And then we move it. Oh, do Lord, oh, do Lord, oh, do Lord, remember me. Do Lord, oh, do Lord, oh, do Lord, remember me. Do Lord, oh, do Lord, remember me. Way beyond the moon. Another mother would sing and say, I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside to study. Oh, no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more.
Oh, I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside. Oh my gosh, thank you. Such beautiful memories, such beautiful memory. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Enid Luard. Thank you, Dr. Michelle Luard. And thank you, Anika Chalmers. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We love you. And we hope to see you again soon. We hope to see you again soon.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, sharp. 7:30, sharp. Good night.